Hey guys, I'm at Dusty Daisy in Tightwad, Missouri today, and I'm going to try my first video as I shop, looking for some things to resell or make over or for my own collection. So I will take you along with me. Like I said, this is my very first video like this, so bear with me while I try to figure out this video side of this business. I will show you at the end of my video what I purchased today, and let's see what's inside. those 80s geese. Yeah, with the blue bow. Right. Yep. Yep. That sounds right. Not like we do today. Oh yeah, yeah. Strawberries. People like strawberries this year too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for that stuff too.
It is. For sure. Right. That's good for resellers. Yep. 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 Absolutely. That's quite an honor, I think. So I am back from my retail therapy trip today, where I went to Dusty Daisy's and Tightwad, and then I went over to Old Crow Antiques in Clinton, Missouri. So let me show you the things that I got today. And I had a couple deliveries from eBay. So I opened up those boxes so I could share that with you too. So first, let me pan over here. At Dusty Daisy's, I purchased, I'm going to call that a primitive masher with the old wood handle. Looks like at some point it might have had some paint on it. I got a couple of vintage. If you know me, you know I absolutely love Christmas. So I got a Mr. and Mrs. Claus. I'm going to guess that these are from the 50s, 60s. Got this old rusty, crusty Band-Aid tin. I have an idea for Halloween vignette with that. Got this cute little old photo of a child dressed as a ghost, and on the back it had a little girl in a rocking chair. Sorry for the glare. I also picked up a couple of old stamps to put in my collection. I've got an old stamp holder that I love with a green base. Got a couple of oh my goodness, can't even talk. Flower frogs. I use these in my displays to hold things up. Got a green handled spatula, some ironstone pieces. Great prices at Dusty Daisy. Got a couple of old coffee jars. They are replicas, but they are rusty and crusty, and I love them. And I got this vintage, I believe it's male. Yes, it is. It's a male scale. So I'm going to paint that up and put that in my booth. Then I went over to Old Crow Antiques in Clinton, Missouri. I picked up this vintage child's cowboy hat. My husband collects vintage child's cowboy toys and guns and things like that. And I'd not seen a hat, so I picked that up for him. It's a little dusty. I'll see if I can get that cleaned off before I give it to him. I did find a butter pat for my collection. Not terribly old, I don't believe. Made in China, it says, or no, Shenango, China, Newcastle, Pennsylvania in USA. So that looks old to me. Picked up 3 more flower frogs. These are a good size, excellent price. So, you know, you can't pass them up when you see them. And then I had a couple deliveries from eBay. So sorry, my dogs are barking. We've got 3 schnauzers here, so sometimes they're a little loud. I got 2 vintage dancing Santas. So impressed with the size. You know, when you're on eBay, they'll give you measurements, but you don't really appreciate it until you receive them. And in excellent condition. I cannot wait to use those in a vignette. And then I got these little tiny Santas. This one, a little worse for wear, but I'm going to see if I can clean him up. Teeny tiny Santa. And a vintage snowman. So that is my haul for today. Like I said, this is my first shopping video. So bear with me as I try to master this video process. It's not easy. A lot of YouTubers make it look easy, but that's because they're really good at what they do, and I'm just learning. So that's it for today, you guys. I appreciate you liking the video, and if you would subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I post a new video, I would really appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.